Line 18. I don't want an indiscernible pathway. I want a trailblazing pathway. Traversing Margaritic satellites, Hyperion heliospheres, phosphorescent vortexes, multidimensional multiverses. How will I summon all this Eusychia? Retrogressing in a tempest of constellations and Erebus chasms of earthly martyrdom. Heroically venturing up the highest battlements in the adamantine battle of our weak intellect. Sensing the wafts of mysterious entities like fervent prophets in the solitary wild. Grabbing onto the roots of our polygenistic syncretic advance into unexplored firmaments. With only our muse arousal, our humble inspiritment towards this spiraling, fire-bearing torch relay, this psyche momentum upwards. Extending the borderlines, spreading our alchemist idealism, our vitalized thought forms onto boundless beaches and breezes, where monism synchronically diffuses, where dualism conjointly interfuses. Lunar bodies singing a paean to our initiations, leading into hegemonic clarity, moon echo after moon echo. I don't want fallacious ontologies, I want forthright ontologies. Extending across entropic abysses, fanatical proselytisms, compatibilist free will, morphic fields. How will I catalyze all this noesis? Roaming in the unpurged lands of mass dogmatic crises. Totalitarian fossilized idealization of spiritual plunder, replaced by collective transfiguration of the new race. Conflicting forces of complex personalities overlapping with developing perceptions from infancy to liberation. Psychic hearts budding in akashic fields, fusing phenomenon with noumenon. Neophyte eaglets zealously ascending with dithyrambic cries through sensory and extrasensory soaring, conquering the peaks of both limited logical and unlimited illogical, refusing to be enslaved by the temporary and tragic tensity between somatus and asomatus. Heliacal bodies catheterizing the union of embodiment and emanation, uplifting our lament from the brink of ataxia, sun cascade after sun cascade. I don't want obscure awakenings, I want compelling awakenings. Charioteering intuitional journeys, eulogized prophecies, teleological ethics, perfected laws. How will I receive all this anthroposophy? Swirling in the time cyclones of involutionary and evolutionary forces. Dismissing the noise of our tumultuous passions, our coarse footsteps, our swamped senses. Ascetically regulating instincts and insights, disorientations and reorientations, grand rhythms of change. Spurting flames of freedom with an imprisoned dense false self, spreading vaporous sparkles within dynamic purposeful true self. Aligning the head and basic centers to subtler bodies, evading the snare of materialism and unslaked selfishness for mystic kindled values. Primordial karma of imperfect duplexity, developing metamorphic urge of sublime synergism, the gifts of well-balanced pneuma and form. Auric bodies leading us along the noble middle way, opening the gates to privileged domains, goal torrent after goal torrent. I don't want shadowy flights. I want hierophanic flights. Forerunning rare hylomorphisms, demiurgical cosmocratorus, seventh ray manifestations, tetractys harmonies. How will I actualize all this entelechy? Colliding in hazy equivocations, in dilemmas and phantasms, in damned, unprovable realizations, marching through the remnants of civilizations, the vestiges of philanthropy, the ignorance of metaphysics. Disheartened beings causing friction and disease, seeking full expression in deific euphonia, surmounting the deluding maelstrom of overwhelming astral uncertainty, sowing and sharing hilo-energies of immaculate conception, deontically and ritualistically giving exoteric schema to esoteric hypostasis, power visioning the magnanimous purpose of our existence, of our frenetic cannabises towards the unfading flare in hope and desperation until our fated transitions, holding our trophy of treasured epimethium. Lucent bodies radiating through the unaltered monad, through the human primal whisper of all, light apex after light apex. We don't want a refracted hyperessence, we want an authentic hyperessence. Spinning sibylline voices, logoic plans, luminous consciousnesses, new age apocalypses. How will we ever enter all this hyper-Uranian?